Dear students of class 9A and 9B, you are welcome to this class. Now I am going to teach you a new lesson. The name of the lesson is the Mughal Empire. The points as I mentioned in the board. First point, sources. Second point, literary sources. Literary sources. Sources literary, Abul Fazl's Aini Akbari and Akbarnama, archaeological sources, monuments and features. What features? Features of archaeology, archaeological source, features of archaeology. So now first, what were the sources? The Mughals started their rule in India. You know, Babur was the founder ruler of the Mughal dynasty in India. Babur established the Mughal rule in India in the year 1526 after defeating the last Sultan, the incompetent ruler of Delhi, Ibrahim Lodi, in the first battle of Panipat in the year 1526. So it was a great defeat of Ibrahim Lodi and it was a great victory of Babur. He was able to establish a new dynasty in India named Mughal dynasty. Before Akbar's invasion, various independent kingdoms that arose on the ruins of the Delhi Sultanate ruled India without any central authority. They had no sympathy for this country, India. They remained busy in establishing their control over their own states. This gave a great chance to Babur to defeat Ibrahim Lodi in the first battle of Panipat. Besides these, Mughal chronicles were there, Mughal writers were there who wrote a number of, books about the reign of the Mughal dynasty. Historical letters are there, accounts of foreign chronicles and travelers also are there. However, the most important sources of information about the reign of the Mughal is Abul Fazl's Akbar-i-Nama, Abul Fazl's Aini Akbari and Akbarnama. So this is the most important source of information about the reign of the Mughal dynasty in India. Another point, that is, now what is Abul Fazl's Aini Akbari and Akbarnama? What did he write there? Abul Fazl actually a minister and one of the most and famous 9 jewels of Akbar's court. Akbar suggested him to write about his life history, according to which Abul Fazl wrote about the history of Akbar in various volumes. These are immensely valuable sources of information about the reign of the Mughal dynasty. You know, Abul Fazl's best known historical works are Aini Akbari and the Akbarnama. It was written in Persian language. Aini Akbari comprises of 5 books. The first of which describes the royal household The second book gives details about the civil and military administration and military system under Akbar. The third book gives details about the administration of the empire that consists of the set of laws for the executive and judicial departments and discusses how the empire was divided. The fourth book provides information about science, literature, social customs and Hindu philosophy at that time. And the fifth one was the final book. It recounts the wise sayings of Akbar. The Akbarnama is a primary source that informs us about Akbar's life, the royal household, and the royal court. And some other important sources for the Mughal period are Tabaqat Akbari by Nizamuddin Ahmed, Tuzuki-i-Jahangiri of the Memories of Jahangir, Inayat Khan's Shahjahan Nama, Muhammad Qari Kazim's Alamgir Nama. So these are the most important source of information and literary sources about the Mughal dynasty in India. The Mughals established their rule. At the same time, the founder ruler Babur realized that India was a country of Hindu majority people, so their sentiment must not be harmed. That's why he adopted the policy of neutrality. But in some cases, he was also very much conservative as a Muslim ruler. But still, he decided to make a reconciliation between the two sides, conservative Muslims and moderate Muslims. Because he himself was a man of noble character, he applied his intelligence and tried to give it a best shape so that that rule or that dynasty which was established in India by him could rule this country for years to come. As a result, the famous dynasty which was established by Babur, his successors gained confidence from him and dedicated their lives in order to establish the image of the Mughals in India. The glory and image of the Mughals reached far and wide. Humayun once had to lose his power because of the rise of Sher Shah Suri. But he was fortunate enough to have got back his empire, got back his throne after the death of Sher Shah Suri. Sher Shah Suri suddenly died. His sudden death gave Humayun a great chance to avail, a great opportunity to avail. He collected soldiers and attacked Delhi. The followers of Sher Shah Suri were incompetent. They could not, check the invasion or attack of Humayun. So they were easily defeated by Humayun. Then Humayun re-established the Mughal dynasty in India. The image of the Mughals he restored and started the rule of the Mughals strongly. But unfortunately, he died while coming down from the staircase of his library, and then the life of Humayun came to an end. And another one is that Humayun, Humayun's son Akbar became a famous ruler of the Mughal dynasty. Now, how had he ruled? What was about his administrative skills and administration he introduced? The reforms he introduced. Before discussing about it, I would like to highlight on the archaeological sources of the Mughals. The archaeological sources of the Mughal Empire are plenty, because during the time when a number of forts, monuments, magnificent buildings, palaces were constructed, the Mughals decided to establish their image, introduce their archaeological technique and method, paintings, art. In every field, the Mughals had established their good impression. It was due to that reason, during the period of the Mughals, the monuments like Agra Fort, Taj Mahal, Red Fort, these all were constructed. It throws light on the history of those times. Red Fort was established, Red Fort was constructed in the midst of Delhi. Shah Jahan built it. It was constructed with red sandstone and white marble. Its construction began in the year 1639 and was completed by 1648 CE. It is a huge fort of red sandstone and marble. This fort is in the shape of a parallelogram with massive walls around it. It has two main gateways, of which one is used for ceremonial purposes. The name of this gate is Lahori Gate, and another one it is used privately. It is used as a private gate. The name of this gate is Delhi Gate. It is used for private purposes. And some of the prominent buildings of this fort are Diwani Am, Diwani Khas, and Rang Mahal. These buildings are decorated with pure marble, white marble, and inlaid with precious stones, stones and ornaments, with great paintings. The paintings shows the talents and skills of the painters during the period of under the Mughals. The famous peacock throne also was installed there, was kept in the Diwani-e-Khas. So these all were done by the Mughal rulers one after one. First Akbar, then after Akbar Jahangir, then after Jahangir Shah Jahan, who came to power. They first gave the priority to construct a number of monuments, forts, buildings, palaces with artistic skill, paintings and architecture, which shows that the Mughals are fond of good architecture, good paintings and good architecture, good archaeology and good styles. That's why still now it is a place of historical interest. Thousands of people usually come, millions of people come from different parts of the world to witness the buildings constructed by the Mughals still today. Another one, Jama Masjid. Jama Masjid was constructed by Shah Jahan in front of the Red Fort. It is biggest mosque in India and situated near Red Fort in the ancient town of the Delhi, Old Delhi. Mughal Emperor Shah Jahan built it during the year 1650 and continued, and the construction work was completed by the year 1656 CE. So this is about the architectural features of the Mughal dynasty. This is about monuments, archaeological sources. This is about, Abul Fazl, Aini Akbari and Akbarnama and literary sources. So this is about Mughal Empire and their rule. Next day I shall discuss about the archaeological features of Jama Masjid, Taj Mahal, and then I shall start teaching in detailed form about the life history of Babur and his followers, one after one, up to this. Thank you.